then maybe you're in the midst of something special.
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
All tied up at 10, 2 minutes left in the first half. On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. They'll get this down to the 38.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Here's a 2nd and 7. His throw incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it. And oftentimes,
and a Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. They'll throw now on the final play. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So we have reached halftime here in a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports halftime report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL.
The trash can next to it's full of it. That's where I always put it, and then I dump it.
Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter.
Come on.
They changed the lobby. It's stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
And he returns this to the 22. The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 5. Now they'll throw here out of the... Here's a diving catch right side. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Here's 2nd and 3. They'll set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and a couple. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 40 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
He'll try to run this one in. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. A great effort there. His 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They're going to look to throw. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Able to shake him off, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. That's taken on the 25. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. So here are the Browns to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. It's Washington. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
First down, Cleveland.
He'll drop to throw. And he'll get it right back to Washington. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
And the Browns first down.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now a 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Looking to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Looking middle, and that's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 17-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10.
A gain of 5. First down, Cleveland.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8.
2nd and 6.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Browns go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead now up to 14. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And they'll begin by running the option. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
2nd and 4. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. 2nd and 1. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. He's got it to Williams. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And this Browns defense stands tall. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover.
And the Browns first down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. 58 yards rushing for him now to this point. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
Now a throw left sideline here is complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
On gain of 12. First down, Browns.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown. A great effort there. 26 yards. And the Browns add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. So an important touchdown right there is now they're really beginning to pull away.
Yeah, this was a tight game until not too long ago. But since then, they've hit the accelerator. And they pushed the lead up to 3 scores here in the 4th quarter. And I don't see them looking back.
Hopkins with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Steelers 10.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Steelers ready for their next possession. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Now back to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the Browns' 39-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. Back to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll try the right side. Now the ball comes loose. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Back to throw here. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And this is going to be intercepted. And the Browns are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Over the middle, it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And they're going to speed things up here.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 47. This pass finds its way to Williams. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. This is caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Mike Williams. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Steelers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
And the Browns are able to cover this one up. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on second down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Hopkins' kick is good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line.
And they'll try to run the option here. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it. Most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for Cleveland, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
It's Week 6 of the National Football League, and we'll see Tremaine Edmonds, who really led his defense last week with a 10-tackle game. It's the Bears and the Lumberjacks on Monday night.
Just off Lakeshore Drive, nestled next to Lake Michigan. That's where you find historic Soldier Field in the great city of Chicago, Illinois. Tonight we finish off Week 6 with a good Monday nighter between the Portland Lumberjacks taking on the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And he'll be brought down here at the 28. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 103 in the yardage department.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra next man up since their Friday night light games in high school. There's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
They'll look to throw again. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taking it about the 16. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their 7th-year quarterback.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
They're going to look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Parker. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll drop to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Brandon, watch watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
Now here's a throw. It's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 36-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. Being chased out left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The numbers for him from a week ago. 6 catches, 122 yardage-wise, and a score as well.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they have that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The 13 yards that time at a first. Obviously an important run to avoid the 3 and out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation. Pick up the first down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest.
Off the RPO, he completes it. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. But looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now a throw here, hold in. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it's 3rd and 4 now. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Second down and 3. On play action, they'll throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 16 yards, a first down.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
They'll look to throw now on first down. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. 5 yards from the end zone, first and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Second and goal from inside the 5. Walker is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal. They'll look to throw on third and goal. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. And now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Koo knocks this one through the post. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Here's second and 7.
Brings up second and 7 at the 22-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. But you look at this defense. They were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's about what you consider the break-even mark. If you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course. A pretty nice effort.
4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. That's pulled in at the 32. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Portland football here ready to begin the second quarter as they've got it 2nd and 7. Back to throw. He gets it into the arms of Parker, complete. Just a gain of a couple there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Trying the left side with Walker. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain. That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game. Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash too.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. From the 9, 2nd and 5. Running left is Walker. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
And that's the first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Field goal coming from Younghoe Koo. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Koo knocks this one through the post, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Chicago offense set to get started. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Portland's offense now about set to take over. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Incomplete. Jaquan Brisker there defensively.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. Down to about the 22 here. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Walker with another carry. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15 And they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. And they get 10 yards there and convert on third. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. 2nd and 5 from the 8.
2nd and 5 at the 8-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lumberjacks are able to stretch out their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. They'll set up to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. 2nd and 10. Now a handoff running through the middle. Bust through the tackle. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Already up 2 touchdowns. How about that drive killer of a sack there to add to their good play? This offense coming away with no points now when some kind of score was desperately needed.
And here's Trenton Gill now.
For the Bears.
And we'll see what he can do on the return. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Down at the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and inches.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 9 yards that time.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Throw out wide to Walker. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Give them 12 yards on that one. It earns them a fresh set of downs. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now back to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now they'll try and set up the quarterback draw here. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. 33 yards as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They'll look to throw here. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
This time they stay on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. And it may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. He'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. A give for Walker running right. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1.
No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Still going inside the 20.
And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
So what a play there in the final minute of this first half. They get the interception. More importantly, their first points of the ball game.
Yeah, and that one play certainly changes the outlook, doesn't it? I mean, they're looking at going into the locker room. No points on the board. Not playing well defensively. Deflated. And now, things may have changed for them.
On for the extra point try, Andrew Mevis.
That is good, and that'll make it 20-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away.
So we're at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin out in the Windy City of Chicago. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Looking to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half is theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced the punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half. Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down.
45 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But third down coming up.
Brings up third down and 4.
They'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A gain there of 21 yards.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. When a drop under 50%, that just tells me